What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I am a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015, and this is the official beginning of Recovery Week here on Real Talk Recovery. For those of you guys that are new, let me fill you in on what we are doing. So, Recovery Week is a week-long celebration, 7 speakers, 7 days at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here on my channel. And you might be wondering, Nicole, what are we celebrating? Well, I'm going to tell you what we're celebrating. We are celebrating my 5,000 subscriber milestone and my 5 years sober, which is coming up July 13th of 2020. So I got sober July 13th of 2015, and 5 years, it will be 5 years. So we're celebrating a little early, but that's because I hit 5,000 subscribers a little early, and I thought, you know what, the hell with it. Let's fucking celebrate. So that's what we're going to do. Tonight we have an amazing guest coming on. Her name is Kayla. Some of you guys might know her as Streetlife2housewife. She does have a YouTube channel, and she is a very, very good friend of mine. You guys are going to absolutely love her. But her story it's amazing, and it's so inspirational. And I know that you guys are going to get so much out of it because she has so many updates of things that are happening in her life because of her recovery. So we're going to start out, of course, at the beginning of her story, what it was like when she was a kid, what her life was like, how she got into her addiction, and what her life is like now. So what's up, you guys? I see everybody in here. Let me go ahead and talk to y'all. Okay, hold on. Let's see who we got all in here. What's up, Midwest Music? I see you. What's up, Sarah? Thanks for being here, girl. What's up, Cam? Thanks for being here. Donna, what's up, I5029? I see you too. What's up, Barb? I see you, girl. What's up, Misty? Thanks for being here, honey. What's up, Artful Dodger? I see you too. What's up, everybody? Go ahead and drop your sobriety date in the comment section, you guys, so that way we can give the still sick and suffering addicts out there some inspiration to let them know if we can get sober, anybody can get sober. So go ahead, let's see some sobriety dates. Let me know. Check in with me. How's everybody feeling today? Are you doing good? Are you doing bad? Are you happy? Are you sad? I want to hear about it. And what I'm going to be doing while y'all are letting me know how you're doing, I'm going to be sharing this video to everybody and their mama. So if y'all don't mind, help me out and share this video to everybody and your mama. Okay? Oh, let's do this, you guys. Let's make Recovery Week a fucking success. So I'm going to start sharing, and then we'll get the show on the road. All we're doing is we're waiting for Kayla to get here. Her mother, her grandmother, somebody just came and picked up her kids, so she should be on shortly. She's a mama. She is an inspiration. So I know you guys are going to love her story. Some of you guys haven't heard it, so I'm really excited for you guys to hear her story. I'm also going to get her YouTube channel and link it in the comment section. If anybody is watching this from Facebook, what's up, you guys? I can't see you if you're on Facebook and you're commenting, so please don't think that I'm ignoring your comments. If you want to, come over here to YouTube and I can see your comments. So anybody that's watching from Facebook, just know I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see your comments. I have to sign on to my Facebook account to see them. So let's see. Yeah, y'all go ahead and do me a favor and share the video. Let's get everybody in here to support our girl, Kayla, and let me see who all's over on the Facebook. So I'll go ahead and show y'all. See, we're on Facebook too, y'all. Okay, guys. Hey, y'all. I'm going to tell everybody that we're over here. I'm going to link the channel so that way they can come over. Okay. Hey, Mandolin. What's up, girl? Hey, Jana. I see you too. I'm so glad you came over, Midwest Music, for real. Did I get somebody for Tuesday? Oh, let me check. Yes, I got it. Yes, I did. Nick's going to come on Tuesday. Yay, Amanda, you're going to love it, girl. She's such an inspiration. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Katie. I see y'all over there on Facebook land. If you guys want to join the major chat, anybody that's watching from Facebook, come on over to the YouTube channel. The link is in the comment section so you guys know, but I see y'all over there. Oh yeah, let me get Kayla's link to you guys because I want y'all to be able to go subscribe to her channel. She is amazing. Okay, there it is. Copy. I'm in a good mood, you guys. I'm pumped. I'm excited about this recovery week. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I'm hell of excited about it. I hope everybody, really gets something out of this. I really, really hope you guys enjoy it because I enjoy doing this. And it gives me inspiration getting to hear all of y'all's stories. And so that's the whole point behind this, is to inspire people that are struggling and to inspire you if you're not struggling. If you're in recovery and you've been sober for 25 years and you're like, man, I've been sober forever, I've got this thing. I'm here to tell you that just because you got 25 years sober doesn't mean any of us got this thing. The disease of addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And without support, without having each other to, hold each other accountable, without a fellowship of other people that have been where we've been, it's a hard, lonely road. And so here on this channel, Real Talk Recovery, we are about community and fellowship and coming together to support each other no matter what your pathway to recovery is. So if you're somebody who has gotten sober because you went to AA, you are welcome here. If you're somebody who's gotten sober because you're on Suboxone or methadone, you're welcome here. If you're someone who has gotten sober and you smoke ganja, you're welcome here. If you're somebody who's sober and you utilize kratom, you're welcome here. Everybody's recovery is valid here. We don't judge you for the path that you took to get to where you're going. We just want you to know that you have somewhere to feel safe and to feel a part of. And it is not our job to judge anybody's recovery journey. It is my job to support you and lift you up and encourage you. And that's what we do here. Okay, so let me read y'all's comments. Mandolin says, even after 11 years, I will never say I have this. I got cocky last time, and that was my downfall. Amen, sister. Carly says, hey, everyone, I'm so excited for Recovery Week. Congratulations, Nicole, on 5,000 subscribers and 5 years of sobriety. Thanks, Carly. Jonathan says, I love you. Hey, you guys, that guy right there, Jonathan, he's from my real life. I love you too, Jonathan. Artful Dodger says, I definitely take part in the ganja. Hey, Sky. So yeah, everybody is different, you guys. Hey, Jana, what works for somebody may not work for me and vice versa. And so here we just don't worry about that. That's not important. Like how or what you're doing to get to where you're going is not important. What's important is that you're on the journey and that you're taking the steps to better your life. And that's what we're about here. We're about supporting each other on that journey to a better life. It's too easy to get caught up in the ifs, ands, buts, and whys, and that's what divides us. I have been a part of many different fellowships and many different channels here on YouTube, and it always becomes a problem when we start, comparing and judging each other's journeys. So I just want you guys to know that you're here and we support you. Artful Dodger says, my real name is Jonathan too. Hey, hell yeah, man. So Jonathan, I'm going to tell them a little bit about you. So Jonathan is my sister Michelle's old boyfriend. And so me and Jonathan and my sister used to run the streets together, wild as hell. So maybe one day Jonathan can come on and share some stories from whenever we were in our active addiction together. Nick, I know that's right. We do, don't we? I'm holding you accountable too. No need to be divided. We are all in this journey in some way to recovery. That's right, you guys. That's right. Let me text Kayla and make sure she's coming. Don't worry. I know she's coming. I just talked to her on the phone. But you know how I am. I'm very impatient. Let me say, come on, girl. We got a full house. There we go. We got it, Nick. We got it. Tomorrow we'll start with our 30, 30, 30, okay? I'm sorry. Like, honestly, I just totally forgot. I also, you guys know what else I forgot about today? I feel so horrible. Today I was supposed to come on my friend's podcast, and I totally forgot. So, yeah. What's up, girl?
Hey! Trying to get it.
We're ready for you. We're ready for you. Yay.
Can you hear me and everything all right?
Oh, yeah, I hear you great.
Okay. It's so hot in this place. Let me tell you.
We got a full house tonight. A lot of people are new to the channel because we just hit the 5,000 subscriber mark. And we are live streaming on Facebook also. Cool. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take us back and do a recap of what it was like when you were growing up, how you got into your addiction, and then just take us through a little bit at the beginning, just kind of wrap it up for us how you got into your active addiction, and then I really want you to share about the stuff that I know that a lot of women are here that have kids that are going to be able to relate to your story. And so I really want you to share about how you got into your addiction, how it affected you and your children, and then how you have been able to get sober and what's going on in your life now.
Okay, cool. I can do that.
Okay. Take it away. You got it, girl.
Okay. Well, okay. So my name's Kayla. And so my childhood was great. Like I had my mom and dad. We were in like a decent neighborhood, but I always struggled with identity because I'm Black and my parents are white, right? And I didn't really understand why there was such a difference between us. And I figured out later on in life that my dad, who raised me, wasn't my real dad. I mean, he's my dad. He raised me, but that's why I was different. And so I remember as a kid feeling like kind of angry with my parents because I felt so confused. I didn't know why I was so different. And I started rebelling as a kid and, smoking weed and drinking and all that. I remember I was telling my little sister about this recently. Like, now looking back, I know that there was obviously a reaction I had when I first drank alcohol when I was 12. I was with a friend and we stayed up one night. My parents went to sleep and they had liquor in the cabinets, and we had made this plan. We were going to drink it when they went to sleep, and we took a shot of, it was peach Stoli, right? So we take a shot of the vodka, and my friend passes out. Like, she falls asleep within like 15 minutes, right? And I'm like, what? Well, I end up staying up all night, drinking by myself, throwing them back. Like,
because you love the way the feeling that was giving you, even at 12 years old, your addiction was, because it's inside of us before we even pick up a drink or a drug. It's that allergy, that allergic reaction to the drugs, that it's like more.
Right. Yeah. And it was like, and I know now looking back that was the start of my addiction, and that's my first reaction to alcohol. And the reason we even brought that up was because she asked me if I thought my kids were going to struggle like I did. And I explained to her that, you know, statistics say that they will, you know, that both of their parents are addicts, you know, but it's going to come down to a lot of different factors. But if, you know, you can't really, it's not like you can just shelter a child and keep the children away from drugs and alcohol. You know, it's kind of going to be, it's going to have to come down to more than that. So anyways, that was like my first, my start of my addiction was at 12. And I, like, right after that, I started seeking out different drugs and alcohol. Like I would, I started smoking weed, and then started, at that time, people I was around were doing cocaine. Like I started just hanging out with older people, and slowly but surely I was using opiates. And after I started with pills at like 15, 16, I switched over. I started doing Oxycontin, and it just all progressed from there, right? And so eventually I was, you know, strung out on heroin, and I was in the street. You know, it was like I left home, and
can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like the first time that you ever did heroin?
Oh, so the first time I ever, yeah, I do. The first time I ever did heroin, I was with a guy who he really introduced me to a lot of the harder drugs. Like I had already started doing pill smoking Oxycontin with him, and he had already been to rehab for heroin. So one day we couldn't find the pills, or we didn't have the money for the pills, and we were starting to get sick. And he said, you know, well, I can get heroin and we won't be sick. We can just do it this one time. And I, at that point, was against heroin because he had been to treatment for heroin. And so I didn't know that there wasn't much of a difference between the pills and the heroin. You know what I mean? So anyways, he suggested that. And I was like, well, yeah, let's get just this one time, you know, because I don't want to do it forever. And he got the heroin, and we did it. You know, he shot me up, and that was that. I was never scared of needles. You know, that wasn't, I mean, I didn't like them. I didn't like going to get shots, but I didn't have like a fear of that. So that was that. We did it in his parents' house. And I remember doing that first shot, and I was like, oh, I'm never doing pills again. What, like, this is the shit. You know, this is the good shit. I'm not going to do pills again. And I had no idea that along with all the level of those good feelings I thought it was, I didn't realize all the problems were going to come with it, you know, because I thought I was sick, dope sick, when I was smoking the pills. I didn't realize, like, I was so naive in my addiction at that point. I didn't put everything together that this is this bigger monster to deal with now, you know? So yeah,
you were hanging out with a lot of guys and stuff that were older than you, right? Like,
oh yeah, I
know when I was in my addiction, I was with guys all the time, men, and I was always like seeking out relationships with guys and like seeking attention from them. And so, like, do you look back on your addiction and when it was beginning and see how you were like kind of looking for that validation from men and that like a relationship and love?
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, I remember my mom always commenting on that and being like, you know, like, but my whole thing was I was always in relationships, right? Like I was with a guy from 8th grade to 11th grade, right? And then broke up with him. I was single for like 6 months. And then I got with my oldest daughter's dad, right? He was way older than me. And I got with him. I was with him for a couple of years. And then I got with the other guy who I was just talking about, who we used together. And so I was always in relationships. It wasn't until I really got into the streets that I realized I could survive off being a woman. You know what I mean? And so it was like I don't want to say it was like a blessing, because it was definitely wasn't a blessing to put yourself through that kind of like all that behavior. It's a lot to deal with in the long run. Feel like shit about yourself, like, you know. But yeah,
How did you get into that? Like, did you just say, this is what I got to do, I'm going to do it? Or did it take or was it something that you were like thinking about because you were getting desperate? And so you were like, I don't have any money, I'm never going to do that. And then one day it just got to the point where you were like, I can't steal anymore, I can't hustle nobody, I just can't do this anymore. So I'm going to do this.
No, you know, it was like, it was more of a slow progression, right? It was like, at first I didn't realize what I was doing with these dealers. It would turn into something else. You know what I mean? Like, but before I met Eric, but that guy I was talking about, who I used with for the first time. He always had some like dealer friends that were interested in me, and it sucks to look back and see this, but like, he orchestrated a lot of stuff that I was doing, and I wasn't aware, because I was pretty naive in the street life, that he's orchestrating these deals for me, and I'm bringing back, you know what I mean? Like, so when I ended up meeting Eric, I remember him kind of like telling me a little bit, like, you know what, he like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? He's the one that's
was he taking your money?
No. I wasn't even like on the streets like that at first. It was like we would meet up with these people, and it was like we would meet up with these guys, these dealers, and I would engage with them and get dope from them and money from them. But I was thinking like, I'm doing this for us. I wasn't aware what I was doing, right? I was just very naive. So it wasn't like he was taking my money. We were a couple. So he was just setting these things up for me. And then but I was the only one doing anything for us to survive, you know? Eventually, Eric ended up telling me, like, this is stupid. You shouldn't even be engaging with these guys. You can get people to pay you without doing anything. You don't even need to do anything. Sometimes guys just want to spend time with people. You don't have to do anything with them. So once I started realizing that, and the guy I was with at that time was doing a bunch of janky stuff too, a whole bunch of other janky stuff. He was like, we were I don't know how to say this without being too like graphic. We were getting high together, and he was like shorting. I didn't know he would do the whole ritual, and he was shorting me and watering my shit down and doing all kind of just hold on.
Okay.
He's dead. Let me put my phone on do not disturb so he doesn't call again. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me hit do not disturb. Okay. Yeah, but it ended up just being like a whole bunch of craziness, and I left him, and then got more. At that point, I was more like involved in the life and understood my value as far as just being a pretty girl. You know what I mean? Being able to survive in that way and not have to do anything. But I'll tell you what, in the beginning of my addiction, when I didn't understand what was really going on, it was so much easier for me to get taken advantage of in little ways here and there, where I didn't understand that what was really going on. So that in the beginning of my addiction, those first like 5 years of my addiction were probably the most. That's where I have most of the trauma of things that I have to deal with nowadays, because it's a shitty feeling to constantly continue to put yourself in these positions where bad things happen and not think it's not it's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like it now looking back, it's so obvious to me. Like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I continue to do these things and get so intoxicated that I wasn't able to protect myself? You know what I mean? Go over to places.
It's because you were sick. You were in
Yeah,
your addiction. And I have to tell myself the same thing. Like, Nicole, I can't beat myself up anymore because my brain was hijacked. You were hijacked by drugs. The drugs were making those decisions for you. That's why you couldn't protect yourself or make good decisions, because the drugs were doing all of that.
right. And the thing is now too, though, it's like I recognize that in the beginning, I would go to treatment like all the time because it would get so unbearable, right? The having a whole bunch of bad things happening. I'm talking about like getting pushed out of moving cars and you know, getting raped and all kinds of stuff, right? When those things would happen, it would like push me to try and get clean or try and get my life back. And but the scariest part is when you get used to all of that, when nothing phases you anymore, and it's like that's when that's when it was harder for me to get clean because I learned how to survive. So I felt like there was no need for me to even try getting clean again, because every other time I got clean, I let my family down again. People lost trust in me again. I let myself down. It was just like, once I got to a point where so much bad shit had happened that nothing really mattered anymore, that is when it gets dangerous, because you almost feel like, what's the point? What's the point in trying anymore? You know? So I
Right.
don't know.
You lose hope.
Lose a lot of hope. Yeah. And then you start throwing in that I have kids, right? So I have an 11-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 4-year-old. They're all girls, right? And I had basically walked away from being a mom to my oldest daughter because of my addiction. Like it was like she stayed with her dad, and it took me too long to come back. You know, by the time I came back, it was almost too late. Like, he had been raising her by himself, and he was like, he wanted me to show that I was going to stay clean before he would let me back in her life, but I never could stay clean. I could never stay clean long enough. It would get to a point I never could. In the beginning, I couldn't stay clean longer than 6 months. Like, I had never stayed clean longer than 6 months ever.
Yeah.
So I almost severed that tie. I cut that relationship off. I stopped grieving about it. Because the other thing is, in my addiction at least, I learned very quickly how to compartmentalize different traumas, right? So getting raped, I put that in the back, pushed out of cars, put that in the back, all kinds of different things. I would just move them around so that I wouldn't have to deal with them, right? So my oldest daughter was another thing that I pushed away. I was just like, I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm not gonna. It's just something that it's another wreckage of me getting high. It's just another casualty. You know, I don't have my oldest daughter, but when I met Eric, and we were together for a while, we ended up having our 6-year-old, Kimani, and I went to treatment and got clean and was able to keep her. And well, I didn't at that point. I didn't have a CPS case because I got clean when I was pregnant. I was like 20 weeks when I got clean with her and stayed clean. I was on methadone and I was smoking weed, but I stayed clean. How long did I stay clean? Well, truthfully, I only stayed clean for CPS never opened a case. So truthfully, I only stayed clean for like 5 months or so. Not like, but I stayed clean for about 5 months, and Yeah, and basically once it was like, it's been the same repetitive cycle for my relapses. Like, I can tell you exactly how my relapses have worked every single time, and it's been like this. I'll start smoking weed first, and then maybe start drinking a little bit, but this all happens within 30 days, okay? Within a month. I'll start smoking weed, drinking, not really drinking, but smoking weed, and then all of a sudden one day I'll wait for a bad day. I'll have a bad day, and I'll say, well, I'm gonna get high. I'm just gonna get high one time, but I'm gonna get high. And I swear,
Right.
I'm gonna go back to normal after this. I'm just gonna get high this one day, and then I'll go back to being clean. And every time, like the last, I don't know how many times that I've gotten clean, that's what's happened. And I never, once I get high that one time, I'd never go back. It's like, once the floodgates are open, I swear to you, it's like the freaking floodgates.
Why do we think we can do it one time? Like, why do we think that?
I don't know.
I've never been able to do it one time.
Yeah, that's why now I know, I tell myself that all the time. Like, I've never gotten high one time. I doesn't even,
right.
It's not even a part of me. It's like, it's always been more than. So yeah, that's been my pattern of relapse, and that's been a good thing for me to remember and learn this time, is like, that's how I relapse. Because if I can predict that, if I can stay aware and stay conscious of that thought, like that thought is a lie, then I'll be all right, because if I know I'm never going to just get high one time. Like the last, when I had Kaymani and I got high one time, it was like, and it always usually starts like, well, for the last couple of times it started. Sorry, it's hot in here. I'm trying to keep my head off.
I totally understand, girl. Your hair's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so long. I remember when my hair used to be long and I cut it. What was I thinking?
Girl, I had no idea my hair was this long. I straightened my hair.
It's long, girl.
And I straightened it.
You look like the Little Mermaid.
Crazy.
Yeah, you look like the Little Mermaid, only a brown Little Mermaid instead of the redheaded one.
Right. Like Moana or somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, it was like I had Kaymani and I tried to get high one time, and I was on methadone at the time, so I was like, oh well, I'm gonna get high on meth because I'm on methadone, and I'm just gonna get high on meth one time, and I'm so tired because of the baby. This will help me, and then it was like it was over after that. Like I just started using every single day, and then I would be up because I was high. I would be up all night, and then fall asleep, and then miss my dosing. And so then I was like, well, I'm just going to use heroin because I missed my methadone dose. So I'm going to go use heroin. And then sure enough, I stopped going to the clinic. I was living in a hotel, like with Kaymani and Eric. It was just like, and then all of a sudden, Kaymani got taken. That was that. It was like we lost her, and it took, I wish I could say like, oh, losing my kids were enough, but it never was enough. Because for me, when I lost Kaymani, the only way I could deal with that pain was to get high. I could not believe one day I had her and the next day she was gone. It was like, and then you look around and all you see is baby stuff. And then I just got high, and I continued to get high and high and high. And then all of a sudden it was a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then it just went. It was like, it was fast. And right after I lost Kaymani, found out I was pregnant with Caden. Like a couple months later, I found out I was pregnant with Caden, and then started the process of trying to get sober again. And, if I fast forward, this repeated itself, right? Like I got Caden back. I lost Kaymani. I had Caden. I lost Caden. And then all of a sudden, there I am in the street with 3 kids, and none of them are with me, and not knowing what to do. And it took like truly like a miracle for me to get clean this time, because everything, what it felt like to me was everything, all the roads were ending. Like everything was ending. I had been in the hospital and almost lost my leg. I didn't have any of my kids. My CPS case had been open 3 years at that point. I was going to termination trial. Eric was going to prison for what we thought was going to be at least 5 years. I was in a hotel running from different guys, and it was just like I felt like this was it. This was it. There was no, and it was so scary to me to see look around and see what my life had become, because when I had Eric around, I had protection around me, right? And I knew, I mean, not like we were making good decisions, but it was scary to me to be in the same position that I was in the beginning of my addiction, right? Where I was like around these sketchy people. I didn't have anybody around me who cared about my well-being. You know, when Eric was gone, it was like everything became scary. Everything became like, oh, I know now that I've been in the streets this long, I know what's going on. I know these people are not around me because they care about me. At least with Eric, I knew he loved me and cared about me, and he wouldn't put me in a position where I was in danger or any of that. He was always around me. But when he was going, what we thought was going to prison for a long time, and I was in the street, it was like, all right, am I going to try again? Am I going to try again to get clean? Or am I going to stay like this? Because if I stay like this, I'm going to lose it all. And then on that, I felt like if I didn't try that time, there was literally no hope. I had lost a lot of hope, but that time felt like it was it, you know? And so, yeah, I ended up going to treatment, and it was like termination for CPS was supposed to start in January, and I went to treatment in December, right? And so I went to treatment. I went to a long-term treatment center where you could have your kids with you. I never got my kids when I was in treatment, because it was like I had done this 1,000 times. They were not trying to give me my kids back at this point.
Right.
And, you know, when I graduated treatment, it was like they told me, good job, we're proud of you for graduating treatment, but you're not getting your kids back still. Like, we've done this with you way too many times. And, you know, that was a big moment in treatment, at least, that I still wanted, no matter if they said I was getting my kids back or not, I still wanted to stay clean, you know? And I never thought that was going to be possible. I was like, I thought I was going to get to treatment. Well, first I thought I was going to get to treatment and get Eric back, which that didn't happen either at first. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to get my kids back. And CPS was like, no, we're not giving you your kids back. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm going to get clean for myself, you know, and that's where everything started to shift for me. You know, everything started to change. And then I started getting things back that I didn't think I was going to get, you know, and eventually I ended up, you know, getting the girls back. CPS closed out my case, which that I never thought was going to happen. I never thought
How long did
CPS
it take you?
would give me.
How long did it take you to get them back?
My CPS case was open for almost 5 years. So my CPS
once
case
you got sober and went to treatment, though, did it take you like a year or 2 years once you got that sobriety going?
This last time when I got clean December 1st of 2017. I got out of treatment in June of 2018, and they just closed my case January of this year. So January of 20, so basically 2 years it took from the time I got clean till now. So yeah,
He
it took
did
a
it
long
though.
time. It
You
took a
don't
long time
understand how many girls are watching that and have gotten their kids taken away, who I feel like there's no hope, and they think they'll never get them back, but they can get them back. You got your babies back, and that is like a miracle because you had them taken away so many times, you know. And so now
yeah,
look.
I always tell people, because I've heard so many women say, like, my case, I'm not gonna get my kids back. It's been a year and a half. I'm not gonna get them back. They want to terminate my rights. If I can give any advice as far as working with CPS, no matter what you do, don't sign. They're gonna bribe you. They're gonna say, if you sign for an open adoption, we will, if you sign your rights away, we will do an open adoption, and then you can see your child once a year. But if we terminate your rights, you'll never see your kids again, right? They're going to say that. That's what they said to me. I don't know how many times they offered me that deal. That's the deal they offered. Don't sign it. Say, take me to trial then. Because I had a case when Kimani was born. They closed that right away, right? She got taken when she was 1. That's when this case started. They took her. I had another baby while in care. They took her. I didn't get clean after they took her. It took me a whole nother year and a half. This was a whole 3.5-year period that I didn't, and I don't suggest this, obviously, but I didn't do anything. I didn't follow any of their guidelines, any of their things. And I don't suggest this. If you lost your kid yesterday, get on it today. It's way safer and smarter to do it that way, because I risked a lot. They could have terminated my rights, and then I would be sitting here. I wouldn't be sitting here probably. It would be so challenging to not have the girls. Getting the girls back was the biggest, the biggest deal. The biggest deal to me. And it was scary. I went through stages where I didn't know if I wanted to get them back, because I didn't feel capable. I didn't feel like I was worthy of being their mom. And I didn't know, all I knew was how to scam people, be a drug addict, let my family down. That's what I felt like I was good at, was letting people down, lying, stealing, all that. I was like, okay, I got clean, and I was like, so now I'm working to get my girls back. Do I want little girls to have me as their role model? And the answer was no. I wouldn't ever want somebody to look up the person I was. I didn't want my girls to look up to me. I didn't want them to know me. It was safer like that. These were the lies I told myself. And in reality, that's partially true. I wasn't like the best human being. I wouldn't tell my girls if it was an outside looking in and somebody was just like me. I wouldn't tell my girls right now to look up to that. But the difference is I've changed, and I'm far from perfect, but I have a lot of things to give as far as raising these girls. I feel like they will. Yeah, I've been through a lot of shitty stuff, and I've done a lot of shit I'm not proud of, but I've also had a lot of life experiences that I feel like if they have questions, or they're concerned, or they are confused about life, I can give them the answers they need, So it was scary at first. I always tell people, when you're fighting with CPS, it's like, it's scary. I would rather go through a court case, a regular old criminal court case, than deal with CPS.
CPS is the worst.
They're the worst. And they know all the angles. They know everything. They know how to figure out how to make you do this and that. But I like to say, my biggest piece of advice is don't sign. If you're facing trial, if you're facing termination, if you've lost your kids, they're going to, because here's the thing, they just want the case to end. It's all about money and their budget.
Right.
And how long has this case been open? It's been open 9 months. Well, we need to close it because our budget, we only have this much time, and everybody just don't sign because it's all about, I don't want to say it's all about their budget, but the budget has a lot to do with it. And they don't want to go to trial either. Trial costs a lot of money. You know what I mean? So they try and get you to sign and stuff, and just don't sign and keep trying. As long as you're trying, you're going to be all right. If you continue to try, even if you fail, if you have hiccups, if you messed up, just keep trying, you know?
When you got them back, was it hard to get adjusted to having them?
Oh my gosh. Was it hard? It's freaking hard. It's still hard. I'm still adjusting.
Yeah.
Still adjusting.
Yeah. Especially having multiple kids, you know, because I just had Nate, and it was difficult for me. You know, I struggled. Look, I was crying every day. Every day I would cry. I would cry because I thought I'm not doing a good enough job. I'm a bad mom. I don't know how to be a mom. Oh God, I would watch other moms and see them making their kids turkey sandwiches shaped like hearts with all this like well-balanced meal with carrots and all. And I'm like, I am not a good mom. Like, and I would compare myself like, oh, look at that mom packs her son a lunch with six different food items in there and a little note. And oh my gosh, I would just beat myself up because I was like, I'm not on it like that. Like, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would watch these like perfect moms who are like so perfect that you're like, how is that even possible? And I would just be like, how I'm gonna do this? Like, I can't do it. You know?
It's insanity. And my house is a shit show. I'll tell you that much. It's insanity. I just gave the little Hoodlums pizza rolls a minute ago. They got pizza rolls for me. Where'd she go? Did she see me? Let's see. Where'd she go?
I don't know.
There she is.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, girl.
What happened? Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, it's hard, but I'll tell you this: when I first got the girls back, it was like, I called Eric and I was crying. I was like, I don't think I can do it. I don't think it was like they were coming home on a Monday, and it was like Friday, and I was like, I don't think I can do it. I just don't. I'm scared to death. I could, because I felt like I had never gotten that far. And I felt like this was going to be a huge letdown for everybody because I was expecting to let everybody down. Once I accepted, like, no, I'm not going back. Like, I'm going forward. Nothing's going to be perfect. I still can't freaking keep my house clean to save my life. Like, I can't, but I try my best. I wake up every day and just try my best. It's like, you know, you can't, I make like different things my priority, right? Like last year, I made school my priority. Like I just wanted them to do good in school, right? I wanted to make sure like we did homework every day. Like that was my priority with them. And I just started getting so, trying to figure things out one after the other and not trying to take everything on all at once, you know, but being a mom is like
one thing at a time.
Yeah, one thing at a time. And it's like being a mom has been so rewarding. It's so challenging, but it's been rewarding. And you know, they make me want to do better. Like want to get things accomplished in life, like, and just like I know at the end of the day, I mean, kids are great. They don't care what you look like. They don't care they don't care anything. They just love you, you know? And it's been rewarding, being able to be a mom to them after all of that. So yeah. been.
Tell me this. How did you how did you get sober? Like, is the treatment center that you went to, did they do the maintenance medication there, or when you came out, did you get on it?
Oh, no. Okay, so if anybody's in my area, if anybody's in Washington State that's struggling, Evergreen Recovery Center is where I went. And they're a 6-month inpatient for pregnant and parenting women, right? So like anybody who's obviously pregnant or parenting or trying to get their kids back. And when I went there, I went to the detox, and they do like a regular old detox, and then when you get to, then you can get on Suboxone, methadone, or nothing, and I chose Suboxone this time, which has been a big help for me. Like every other time I had done methadone, and honestly it was because I felt like with methadone I would be able to still feel high, right? And that was like my way to, like, methadone works for some people. It works great for some people. I know quite a few people in recovery who are doing great on methadone, and it just didn't work for me. It was too easy for me to abuse it,
To manipulate the doses and stuff. To manipulate your dose. I was the same way. Like I would overtake it, or like hoard it all up and then take a bunch at one time. That's why I love Suboxone, because you could take as many Suboxones as you want to, and it's not going to do nothing. Like you're going to feel like shit if you take too much. I love it. It literally saved my life. Like, I love it. I'm so grateful that I was able to try it, because I was so against it for so long. And this is the first time I've ever been able to stay sober for longer than 6 or 9 months.
Right. Yeah.
Every other time, like 6 or 9 months, that's it.
Yeah, this has been the most success I've had too. And going to treatment long term was another thing that I did different that helped, because I felt like I knew there was just too much wreckage for me to deal with in 30 days. There was no way I was going to be able to deal with anything in 30 days.
Right.
So I decided this time, like, let me just go ahead and go. What else do I got to do? I don't have anything else that I need to do. Like, let me try this time. And, I did Evergreen. If anybody's from my area who's struggling, you can reach out to me. I'll give you all the information you need to get in there, because that place literally helped save my life. Like, the counselors, everything about them. I did outpatient through them. I lived in their transitional house afterwards. And I had previously been kicked out of Evergreen, like, for a whole bunch of craziness. So they let me come back, and now I've been successful now. And if they would have just been like, oh no, we're not letting her come back, she's crazy, we're not letting her come back, anybody who, I don't know, I know I want to, I started registering for school because, I feel like all this, everything I've been through could be helpful to somebody. And I feel like going to school to be a drug and alcohol counselor would be the ultimate, like, payback my debt to society. You know what I mean? I feel like there's so many people that could hear what I've been through and understand and navigate how to get out of it, So I don't know.
That's why I love doing the channel, because I feel like we can do that here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I saw, because the whole thing is, I saw Nicole on YouTube doing what she does, and I was like, this is exactly what I want to do. The thing about Nicole, though, people don't realize YouTube is not easy. People need to give you more credit, Nicole, because you're on here and you're doing the thing I see you on here almost every day. So, this is a good
every
way
damn
to
day.
reach out and
people take me for granted. Listen, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. People take me for granted.
They
And
don't
I've seen a
realize.
lot of shit from a lot of people, crazy people too, trolls. And I'm here every damn day. And if I don't come on, it's because I'm literally tired and I passed out early. But other than that, I'm here. You know, I'm consistent. I don't, it's so important to me because this is what I want. I want to show a good example of what I think somebody in recovery should do, right? So when I see people who say things like, I'm helping people, this, that, and the third, and then they can't answer a message or an email or a text from somebody who's reaching out, that it literally irks me to no end because I spend hours a day making sure that I reach back out to people because I know what it feels like to see somebody and say, you know what, I relate to that person. And then you're like, I'm going to write them. It's so scary. I don't know how I'm going to reach out to her, but I'm going to go ahead and say something because she's helping me. And then you reach out to that person and you never hear nothing back ever again. And you're like, damn, I thought that they said that they cared about helping addicts. I thought that they wanted to help people recover, but they can't. I hate that. And so, like, I will literally spend all day going through my voicemail, my emails, my DMs, my Facebook comments, my YouTube comment. And I know my channel's not a million subscribers, but even if it was a million subscribers, I'd still spend hours a day answering back comments, as many as I could for as long as I had to, until I got to every comment. You know what I mean? That's because it's important.
Before and reached out to somebody and felt like, oh my God, this was inspiring. This really touched me. Like, I'm a really empathetic person, right? Like, I cry the most when I see other people crying, right? It's like, if somebody else is in pain, I feel it. I'm like, and so I feel like I'll see things on YouTube or wherever, on social media even, and reach out to people, and you write like a long message or something about how it made you feel, and then you don't hear anything back, and it kind of makes you feel like, gosh, am I not important? You know, like, anyways, it's just good to be able to help people online and not have to, you know, because I've even thought, before I even got on YouTube, I thought about going back to Tacoma and going and finding all the old people I used to get high with and telling them, oh my God, I got sober, and here's how you can get sober. And although that would be great, that's like outreach or whatever, it's a dangerous position to put myself in, you know? But I know people who know me know I'm on social media, and I've had people from my addiction reach out, and a lot of people recently have reached out and just told me how proud of me they are, and that's made me feel good. And I wish I could give everybody recovery. I wish I could just give it to them and tell, like, this is how you do it. Here you go. You can have it, you know? And, but it's not that easy. But I am here if people need help. Like, I know resources, and I know how to find resources. If I don't have them, I can find them. Generally, I'm talking about for recovery, housing, food stamps, freaking anything, you know, anything like that, or, you know, that kind of stuff, I can help. I might not have all the answers, but I usually can figure out where to find them, you know? So
sometimes all people are needing is just an answer back, just you can do this, or I'm going to support you. Like, I can't even tell you guys how many people like text that phone number just to say, hey, is this really Nicole? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. Okay, I just want, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. And so it only takes 5 seconds to just type back an answer to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's really important for us as people in recovery who have platforms who are sharing our recovery journey with people if we're going to say that we're available, we need to make ourselves available. If we're going to say that we want to help others, then we need to help others. We need to, you can't just, it's not something you just come on and talk the talk. You know, you got to literally live it in your life. You know, don't just say, it's not cool to come on a channel and say, I want to help other people. I want to help people stay sober, and then you never see the person, or you never hear from them. I think it's like really important because we are showing people that recovery is possible by our actions and by the way we live our lives and the way we treat others. And so we just by doing videos like these where we have people on like you and me talking here, like this is inspiring other people so that way they know they can do it. They know that maybe they can come on and share their story, And so I also think it's really important to reach back and to help other people who are coming up that, you know what I mean? Like I remember when I had 100 subscribers and I was reaching out to all these big channels like my size, 5,000 subscribers. I would love to come on and share my story. I would love, and it was so difficult. And so that's why it's like my goal to like anybody that wants to come on here and share their story that has a channel, come on with it. Come on. I'll give anybody a chance to share their story. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to help other people and give back to other people because I don't know, it's just really important to me. And I love that you got your kids back because I know so many girls. I don't know if one of my videos about pregnancy like hit the algorithm or something, but I have this video about pregnancy and methamphetamine, and I've been getting a lot of comments on it from girls who have gotten their kids taken away. And so that's why I was like, we got to get you back on the channel to talk about that because it's just like, I feel like what has happened is my case was so short that I feel like your case is like, yes, it was open. You can get your kids back after having them on for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like your case is more relatable to people.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the cases are relatable. Everybody can relate in some way to different things. I hope your case is more relatable than mine. I hope parents can get their kids back quicker than I could. But the point is, eventually they got back. They came back. And
tell everybody what's happening now that you've been sober. Tell them the good shit. Now that's what they want to hear.
Okay, well, I'll start with, I just bought a van. I bought a minivan. I'm so excited about that. I have an appointment on the 1st because the Department of Licensing has been closed. I have an appointment to get my license on the 1st. I've been applying at jobs. That's kind of been like the biggest like thing in my life that's been kind of frustrating is getting jobs and then getting your background check back. And I don't have like the worst background check in the world, but I do have shoplifting charge. Well, I have one shoplifting charge on my record, which places don't usually like because it's like, they don't want thieves, but it'll happen. Right. Something will happen eventually. But I just graduated my housing program and I'm just waiting for an opening to come up so that I could move. So that's been a good, I'm excited to get out of here if I'm being honest.
What did it feel like to go buy a car?
Oh my gosh. I cried my eyes out when I got in the driver's seat. Like I bawled my eyes out. I was just I could not believe my life has got to this point. Like, it's always like, you always think everything's just going to fall apart one day. Everything's just going to go. Because there's been so many times in my life that I've felt like I was accomplishing things and I was starting to get things back and I was starting to accumulate nice things. And then one day I get high and I literally walk away from it all. Leave it all behind. I don't care. It's all gone. And just start walking down the street to the nearest hotel. And by the time I get to a hotel, I've got money and all of that. And then I'm just on the run, and it's been crazy to know. I mean, I started recently, like, telling myself, like, I'm not going to fail. Like, I'm not trying to get too cocky or confident, but no, I'm not going to give this up. There's nothing, nobody can pay me enough money to give up this recovery. There's nothing you can offer me $1 million to get high, and I'm just not doing it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The risk is way too high for me. Way too high. I've risked it 1,000 different times and made different paths, and it's too much. It's way too much. I got way too much to lose at this point. So, all my court cases are closed out. That's been another good thing. I mean, this is never, I've always had warrants, at least one warrant, at least somewhere out of county warrant that I've been holding on to. I don't have any warrants. You know, it's just been starting to feel like, I mean, nobody's normal, but I start feeling like normal, you know, and being able to hang out with my parents and just, you know, hang out with family. That's another thing.
How is it with your parents? What do they think about you being sober?
Oh, you know what? My mom was telling me too, like, everybody used to hope that I would get sober and that me and Eric would not be together because we never were good for each other. Because we would always end up getting high. That's what people would always say. But it's been amazing that we can both end up getting sober and staying sober and doing well. You know, like Eric had a great, I mean, until the coronavirus, obviously. Eric had a really good job.
Corona ruined everything.
Oh, gosh. It's the whole world gone downhill. The whole world.
I know.
I want 2021.
How was it for you during that with your recovery? Did you struggle at all? Did you find yourself in any kind of like depression or anything like that?
With what? The coronavirus or the world?
Mm-hmm. The coronavirus.
You know what? The biggest thing that got me freaking out was they canceled the damn schools. I couldn't believe it. Schools canceled.
You're telling me, girl.
And now
I thought I'll lose my mind.
Sorry. No, but my recovery
didn't. They wanted us to teach the kids
about all that and recovery is that everything went to Zoom meetings, and I was having a hard time getting to meetings because I didn't have a car and I was way out in the middle of nowhere. But they started doing the Zoom meetings, so I was able to go to more meetings after the coronavirus than before, and so that was nice. You know,
that was a blessing too for me.
Little teeny. Yeah, it was hard being in this house, this little tiny house with the kids, but that was basically it. I made a commitment a little while ago, like, I'm not going to get high. Like, it's not going to be a question. The answer is no. Regardless, any scheme that comes up, the answer is no. It's not an option. I have other coping skills. I have other ways to get through things than, oh my God, everything sucks, I'm going to get high. It's not, I can't think like that. It's just not going to be an option anymore. So.
That's right. What do you do now? So let's say you and Eric get into a fight. The kids are driving you crazy and you're just like triggered. You're like, the thought comes to your mind, like, I can go out and get high right now and I won't have to deal with this. What do you do now instead of going out and getting high?
I try. I know if those thoughts are coming, I don't even try. I try not to let it get to that point, right? Like, if I have to, I'll lock myself in the bathroom to hide from the kids. If I have to, if it gets to that point, I'll hide from the kids if they're driving me that crazy. But getting high, it's never an option. It's just not. It's never going to be a solution because I just know it comes with so many more problems. It's not like, oh, I can go get high and not deal with this. If I get high, my life could end. My kids might never see me again. I'll lose everything I've worked for. My family will be let down. It just was never an option. It's gonna hurt more than anything. Like, you know. And if I ever get really triggered or really, like, my mental health sometimes gets really messed up, and I always reach out. Like, I'll call. Usually, honestly, Eric helps me through a lot of stuff. Even if, say, Eric and I were fighting or arguing about something, if I called him and was like, hey, I'm really feeling down, he would, like, come over. You know, it's like we try our best. I know he tries really hard to stay aware of my mental health. And, you know, I think our relationships came pretty far too, as far as just like working together as a team to raise the girls and be a family. It's like, you know, we try and look out for each other. So
When you got sober, was that one thing that you got taken care of right away? Was getting your mental health evaluated and getting on medications for any mental health issues?
Yeah, I mean, we already knew I was bipolar, and I hadn't taken my medication in years. So that was one of the first things that when I got to treatment, I think a week after I got to treatment, I went to a doctor appointment to get back on my medication because I had been off my medication, gosh, probably for 3 years or so. So that was one of the first things I did. And that was good to do while I was obviously in treatment because I was able to stabilize on my medication. Like with anything, the first month of you taking a medication, it's going to affect your body in different ways. Like it made me, so it would knock me out. I mean, my old roommate would tell you, like, it would make me, it still makes me eat in the middle of the night, which who knows if that's medication.
Oh,
that might just
I
be
hate
me.
that.
but
You know, sobriety, I feel like with new sobriety or when we first get sober, like I have horrible, I'm just now starting to work on them. I have horrible eating habits from not eating for so long to going to eating and over because I just be like, when you shoot dope for so many years and you're like withered away to nothing. It's like you're just so your body just needs that nutrients. And so now I've gotten to this point where I'm trying to change the damage I've done by overeating, and it makes me so depressed. And I beat myself up because, for instance, I'll read you guys some comments that I've been getting lately. So I did a video about the prison show, and because of that video, I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. And the top comment is, surely her addiction isn't food, LOL. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Do you know what I'm saying? Or
their words. And like how damaging
I know that I'm chunky. It's like I can see myself in the freaking camera. I look at myself every day. It's like, I don't understand like why people's lives are so miserable that they would have to come on a video to comment to something to somebody, like to bring them down when all they're trying to do is help other people. And so it drives me insane. But that's one of my biggest insecurities is my weight. And that's also a huge trigger for me. But just like you say, I'm like, it's not an option. It's not an option. I cannot go use drugs. I'm not going to throw away all of this to get skinny.
No, and
I
don't think people
I know
realize
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think people realize that what those words can do, and like we know how to get skinny fast. I'll tell you what, if I got high today, I would be 40 pounds less in a week. I would lose it all. I would lose it all quick. I've done it before.
Yeah.
And that's one of the thoughts that goes into a relapse. It's like, well, shoot, I want to feel good. I mean, that's one of the things people realize over that. People do. But you're right. We end up getting this relationship with food because we've neglected ourselves from food for years. I didn't eat. I ate Sour Patch Kids and freaking beef jerky. I didn't eat nothing but snacks that you get at the damn gas station. That's all I ate for a long time.
Yeah.
And when I got clean, we were allowed to eat our dinner. I mean, we were allowed to eat our meal, and then we were allowed to take a plate of leftovers, right? And I was in a pregnant and parenting women's program, so they were already feeding us over in calorie intake. They were already feeding us on the high end of calorie intake. And every single day I would wake up, I would eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would get leftovers, second plates from each. And then the dinner one, I would save for the middle of the night and eat that one in the middle of the night. And I mean, and I did that for 6 whole months. And I wondered why I almost gained 100 pounds when I was in there. I gained like 80 pounds when I was in treatment. And I remember when I started going out on passes after they let us go out on passes when we had got to like our 3rd month or so. And I started getting so upset because people, strangers, kept coming up to me and asking me how far along I was. Like, oh my God, even, I had one guy at the library, and it kept happening. Every pass I would go on, somebody would ask me if I was pregnant, how far along I was. And then there's this one guy at the library, he came up to me and he said, oh gosh, you must be having twins. And I'm like, okay, I can't sit around, I cannot have, people don't realize, like, I told the guy, I'm not pregnant and your words hurt. They hurt. I think about these words before I go to bed at night. Like, stop. If you don't know somebody, don't ask if they're pregnant. Just don't. It's mean.
Right.
Because
right.
What if they're not? And then that, what are the, it's just, it's insanity. People
I've had
shouldn't
the
be
same thing
talking
happen.
about other people's looks or their weight or anything like that. You shouldn't.
You know, I wonder if there's a correlation to addicts, women that have addictions, and their weight gain in their stomach area, because
it's gotta be. It's gotta be, because I mean, who knows? Maybe not, but I don't know. I know that's where I gained all my weight, was in my stomach, and it sucked. Like, I would, I don't know. It just sucks. It sucks to have people do that. Is Nicole frozen? Girl, you frozen? Let's see. She gonna come back. If you can see me, Nicole, you're frozen. Oh, she said, hold on. I wonder if, all right, let me read these comments and see what she said. Opiates make my belly bloat, constipation. Yeah, that's true too. Opiates always, they didn't, I mean, anyways, yes, constipation, yes. I agree. And by the way, Breakfast Club fan, I'm a Breakfast Club fan too. As if you're talking about Charlamagne the God and not, what was that other, isn't there a movie that was called The Breakfast Club? Like my mom's era? Let's see here. Oh my God, I have gained 20 pounds in, uh-oh, my phone's not. Uh-oh. I hope you guys can see me.
All right, guys.
It's okay. I was reading the comments.
I'm kind of it's a storm here, y'all. A bad storm's fixing to come through, like some tornadoes and shit.
Oh no.
There's a guy in the comments named Samuel who has literally been talking you up the whole time, girl. Do you know him?
Samuel. Hold on, let me find him. What's
Samuel.
Oh, Samuel Redden. Sam was my best friend's brother when we were kids. He was such a nice guy. Gosh.
And I'm linking your channel.
Yeah, he was like my best friend's oldest. Was he the oldest?
Oh gosh, this is really gonna keep on flaking out on me. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me see if she's coming back to me. Okay, so we'll see if she comes back on. If she doesn't, that's okay. Samuel, he's back. So I hope you guys are enjoying our recovery week. This is just, I'm so glad that Kayla came on first, because we needed a good, solid opening for recovery week. And Kayla is solid AF. She's got a good story. She is staying sober. She's doing the right thing. She's got her channel going on. She's got her kids back. She's got her car. I mean, when you called the other day about your car and you came on and you were crying, I could relate so much, because I remember when I got my car and it was like, I hadn't had a car in so many years because I sold it for dope. And so it was like, I can drive. I felt like $1,000,000.
Yeah, and I feel like a normal person. I haven't had a car since I was in I mean, I've had, believe me, I've taken people's cars, but I haven't bought a car or had my own car forever, and yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Life is I never would have guessed that life would be like this, I hope everybody can see recovery. I hope everybody who needs to find recovery can find recovery because it's so worth it. So worth it. Everything about it is worth it. And I used to think people were lying when they used to say that, and I was not in recovery yet. I'd be like, there's no way those people are that happy and not getting high. There's no way. But it's real. It's
right.
It's
I used to think the same thing. Like, they're lying. They're just acting like they're happy, but they're not really happy.
Right.
I thought the same thing. If you could tell somebody that's out there that's struggling, if you could give one piece of advice to the addicts that are still out there sick and struggling, what would it be?
It's so simple, but if you can follow suggestions, you can get clean. The biggest problem I see, because I have some close friends that are struggling. I have a girl I went to high school with, grew up with. I mean, we got hyped together for a long time, and she had a baby, and I've tried to help her get into treatment, and I've gotten her a bed date. She didn't go, and all of that. And I keep in touch. I'll reach out, she'll reach out. But her thing is, I tell her, you've got to go to treatment. You got to go. You got to go. There's no other option. There's no other option. And she just won't listen. And I get it. I didn't listen to anybody either. It didn't happen until I went and got to treatment myself. But if you can follow suggestions, people aren't telling you to go to treatment for any other reason than to save your life, So I know the steps to get to treatment are sometimes hard because you have to go get an assessment. But if you have somebody who's willing to help you, then let them help you,
Right. I truly believe that the pain of addiction has to become greater than the pleasure produced by drugs.
Absolutely.
The losing your children, the being hurt and raped and thrown out of cars, and losing your family and losing your all those things have to build up until it's a mountain, and you're just like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to deal with it. I want to change my life. Like, I try to inspire people to reach out and get help all the time, but I know for a fact, and you know it too, it just has to get to that point where the pleasure is no longer doing it for them, and they have to seek help,
And when they get to that point, they'll be able to get what they're saying. But until then, it's like they won't.
Because we want to know it all. We want to do what we want to do. And so that's one of the hardest things, is actually taking suggestions and listening to what someone else tells you what to do. That's why so many people don't get sober, because they won't take suggestions. They won't put in the work. We want to get sober, but we don't want to do any of the work.
Right.
It's hard, but you can do it. If I can do it, if Kayla, anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I love you, girl. Like, seriously, I really appreciate you for coming on and starting out this recovery week with us. Freaking solid ass story, because this is the beginning of a 7 days, 7 speakers, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time recovery week celebration on Real Talk Recovery, and you started it out with a bang. So I really appreciate you. And I've been linking your channel the whole time in the comments. I'm going to link it again, and I will link it when this video uploads. But I appreciate you for dedicating your time to coming and sharing your story, girl, for real.
It's my pleasure. It's always my pleasure coming on your channel. I love you so much.
I love you too, girl. Okay, take it easy, and we'll have you back on in, another couple of months or so for some more updates, okay?
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, girl. I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing.
I'm proud of you. Happy 5 years on the 13th.
Hey!
Hey!
I love you, girl.
Okay, I love you too.
See you later. Call me later.
I will.
All right, girl. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. Let's see. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta get Paco in here. Come here, Paco Naki. Come here. Hey. Okay, guys. How did everybody enjoy our first ever recovery week 2020 here on Real Talk Recovery? My name is Nicole, and I'm a recovering addict, and this is my co-host, Paco Pludre. Me and Paco, we got 5 years sober, July 13th, 2015, and we want you guys to know that recovery is possible. Right, Paco? Right? Right. If I can get sober, you guys, anybody can get sober. If Kayla can get sober, anybody can get sober. So what we're going to do now before we end this live stream is I'm going to ask you guys if you got any questions, anything you want to talk about before we go. I'm going to get the link, and if anybody wants to come up and share before we go, you can come up and share. Okay, so hold on. Let me get this. Jonathan, you see Paco? Look how old he's getting. Jonathan, you want to come up and share a little bit before we go? Hold on. It's my boy. It's my boy. We're going to stay on a little bit longer because it's recovery week, and I can do that. So, y'all, we're getting it popping tonight. Okay. There we go. Anybody wants to come on and share? There's the link. I just dropped it in the comments. So, let's talk about it, you guys. Kayla is a fucking inspiration. She got her kids back. She's got her own apartment. She got her car. She got her man sober too. They're both in recovery, and they both turned their lives around. And I'm so freaking proud of them. I don't want you guys to ever think that you can't do the same thing. Okay? Love you, Nikki. You can get sober too. Don't count yourself out. There's still hope for each and every one of you guys. If you're struggling, you can do this. Do not beat yourself down. Do not get discouraged. Okay? Look at me. Jonathan, you come up here, Jonathan. I want you to come up here. Jonathan and me used to get high together. Okay? That is my sister's old boyfriend. Jonathan can vouch for me. If I can get my life together and I can get sober, anybody can get sober, you guys. I was a hot mess express. I couldn't stay sober for the life of me. Okay? And today I have a life better than I could ever imagine. I have all of you guys here to support me. I have my husband. I have my son back. I have Paco. I can take care of dogs today. I couldn't do that in my active addiction. I couldn't even feed myself, yet alone take care of a dog and feed a dog. And so I want everybody to know recovery is possible. You are not alone. You do not have to suffer and struggle any longer. Drop it and let's get sober together and let's do this. Let's do this together. Okay, so you have to understand that the dope ruins everything. That's right, Sam. Oh, you want to come up, Breakfast Club? Come on, girl. Come on. We want to hear about your new programs that you've gotten into. I just dropped the link in the chat. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. Hey, Brenda, thanks for being here, girl. Okay, here we go. I see you, girl. Hey, girl.
Hello. Sorry,
Tell us what's going on.
quicker than I expected it to be. Sorry.
That's okay.
So I just wanted to share because so many people are in the same kind of boat I am, where you've gone through and done all the work to get sober. And now you're ready to move on to the next phase, but there's so much to do, so much to clean up that you just don't know where to start. So like for me, you know, I've got to get my license back. I've got issues with my health. I need to get a job. I can't go into the same job field I went in before because the drug use is so bad. I'm worried about my ability to stay clean. There's just all this stuff. And when you start thinking about all the things you have to do, it's like sometimes you just get overwhelmed and you kind of vapor lock and then just give up and go to bed and nothing ever gets done. And I've been in that kind of state for a couple of months. And I've been in recovery all this time, and I've had a lot of different counselors, and I've got a brand new one. And with the COVID-19, we haven't had our in-office visits. So we've just done over the phone. So I've only gotten the chance to really talk to him for the first time last week. It was Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And I told him pretty much what I just said to you, you know, that I felt like I was stuck, that I needed to get, like I've been isolated so long, I needed to get back out into society. I just can't seem to figure out how to start. And in the 2 days following that, I spoke to no less than 6 people who have already, I have gotten in touch with people who can provide me with free bus passes, people who can help me to get appropriate clothing for a more professional job, people who can help me find a job. This lady put together a resume and even applied to jobs for me, like without me even asking, she just did it. But aside from those, you know, those are kind of sort of things that you might expect to find. I live in West Virginia, and West Virginia is the least funded, the most overrun, and the least educated state in the U.S. We have the highest per capita overdose rate in the United States. The town I live in has less than 50,000 people. And we had a drug epidemic that was so bad, we actually had, I believe it was 24 ODs in a 2-hour period a couple of years ago, like when it first started getting bad. Like we're kind of notorious the world over for how bad things are and how little resources we have. So if I have this in my state, I can guarantee you there's similar stuff out there for everybody else. Not only am I getting help with getting a job, getting help with bus passes, things like that, there are programs out there where you can get your driver's license restored early. I lost mine for 5 years. All I have to do is take a drug test. And because I had the support of my counselor and these program directors, they're able, because I had them to vouch for me, all I have to do, and I'm doing this tomorrow actually, is going to the hospital to take a drug test. I had to get a paper from them. Then I have to turn the paper back to her. She sends it to the DMV. I get my license back. They're helping me to get a car. They're helping me to get my teeth fixed. My front teeth are broken off, and you know that's a thing, like of course with drug use, and you don't take care of yourself, and your teeth are like one of the first things that go. But when you go to get a job, you know, you smile at somebody and they see that your teeth are either rotten out of your head or they've fallen out of your head, and a lot of people just disregard you, you know, or at least if you don't get disregarded, you feel like you're disregarded or judged, or you know there's a stigma on you because of it. So there are all these programs out there, and all you need to do really is know to ask for them and know that they exist to be able to take advantage of them. And I think at least in the clinic that I go to, the counselors are so overwhelmed and so overloaded that you have to tell them, you know, what it is you want and what it is you need. And
you have to advocate for yourself. That's right. You have to do it and be proactive, because a lot of the times when you go into these places, like you said, they're so overwhelmed that they're just going to give you what they can give you, and then they're going to go on to the next person. But you have to say, I need this, I need that, I need to get mental health, I need to get therapy. It's so important. And that's why here on this channel, like, I feel like my job is to push you guys and encourage you guys to go the extra length and go and get that extra help, because it help you in the long run. it was difficult for me because my parents were in New York, but I had child protective services, and I could still like get, I could get therapy from them at the time when I was first getting sober. And then my clinic, I was able to get, help from them, and then my mother and father-in-law. But if I didn't have them to help guide me, I would have not known what to do,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I didn't I'm lucky I just had a really good counselor who really cared this time, because I honestly didn't know what to do. And that's just I just kind of broke down, and I was like, look, I want to get it together. Like, I need to get back out into society. I've been isolated for so long. I feel like I don't even know how to talk to people. I've been isolated for so long, and I just don't know what to do with myself. Like, I really don't know what to do. I need help. I need somebody to tell me what to do next. And
Right.
I mean, it's kind of well, with me, I don't have much of a support system. I've been with the same guy for 27 years, but he is straight edge, and he has absolutely no empathy at all for a recovering addict. His way of thinking is as if you wanted to quit, you should have quit. It shouldn't be a big deal. I don't understand why you need Suboxone. Like, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't want to try to get it. And I mean, he's a wonderful guy. He's taking care of me, and he has supported me to a degree, but he doesn't want to understand. He feels like it's not his problem, and he's still mad about it. So, my family's too far away to really be much help. So, I've just really been floundering for the past year, and it's amazing to just know that there's all this out there. All you have to do is just reach for it and take it. And if you're stuck with me and you have a counselor, be sure to tell them. Be sure to tell them where you're at. What started with me is in my state, it's called CORE, and it's like a job rehabilitation program. But I live in a college town. They're based out of the college. And I'm sorry, I didn't double check. The other stuff is all through. I believe there's either 2 or 3 ladies. The bus passes are through a local clinic. It's not the clinic I'm going to, but I still qualify for it. The clothing is, now these people can put me in touch with it, but it is Dress for Success. And I know that's a pretty, that's in different places all across the U.S. A lot of places you have to make appointments, but I've seen some of the clothes. I don't necessarily need them, so I'm not going to take advantage of that, but it's there for people who need it. And it's not like yard sale reject stuff. It's nice professional type clothing, appropriate for a job where you have to dress up, basically. And this is, it's CORE. It's all through CORE, and creating opportunities for recovery employment is what CORE stands for.
CORE. I love that. I love that. Is so awesome. You know what a good idea is? I'm going to start doing. I am going to do some research, you guys, and I'm going to find stuff like that in all 50 states. So that way I can put a list of all those resources on my community tab for anybody out there that's struggling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up maintenance medication places in all 50 states, and then recovery resources for after you get out of treatment in all 50 states. Wouldn't that be a good idea?
That's amazing. And I can help you, the states that are close to me. I've got Ohio and Kentucky that are right next to me, so I can probably get some of that for you, and I can give you West Virginia.
That would be awesome, and we can work together to do that. And that's why I wanted you, Amber, to come up here and share with you guys that she went out and she advocated for herself. She didn't sit back and wait for all these things to come to her. That's one of the things that you have to do, you guys, when you get sober, is that you've got to go out and make a way, because nobody's going to do it for you. I feel like what happens is a lot of the times we get sober and then we think because we're sober and we're doing the right thing that life is just automatically going to get better. And it will get better, but it takes a lot of work. It takes determination and drive to get out there and clear the path and get all that wreckage of your past out of the way so you can start building a fresh new life. You know, we messed up our lives for a long time, and now we have to turn over and change and
Right.
and work to become better. And so after 15 years of getting high, you know, it's like, whew, it's a lot of work to get yourself back on the right track and going in the right direction. So I'm so proud of you, girl, for getting out there and advocating for yourself and finding those resources and asking for help, because it takes a lot of balls to, you know, swallow your pride and do that, you know.
And, you know, I've never been good at that. And I thought one of the, I think the biggest fallacies of getting sober is people look at that as an end goal, and it's really just the first step in getting your life
That's
back
the
together.
beginning, baby.
Yep. And that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm 18 months sober, but because I haven't gone beyond that, I still feel like an infant, and I still feel like I have all these temptations and stuff. And I think a lot of it is because I've been isolated and I've been out of society for so long that I don't have enough distractions. I don't have children. And so I don't have anything to distract me from the fact that I'm like in recovery, if that makes sense. You know, I need other things to keep me busy and something to make me productive again. So yeah. So
that's what this channel did for me, was it made me like get out of, it helped me to keep moving forward and to keep like making new goals, because it was like I had this accountability from you guys to keep pushing me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful that when I got sober, I had a sponsor, because I had been in treatment. And before we left treatment, they were like, you have to get a sponsor. You can't leave here unless you have one. And so I was like, I want out of here. And so I remember meeting this lady at a meeting, and she had said that she was a pill popper at the beginning of the meeting. And I was like, I'm going to ask her to be my sponsor. And I asked her, and then she also, you know what she did? She helped me open a bank account, you guys. She helped me learn how to save and start. I didn't know, I had learned how to write checks when I was real young, but I had totally forgot how to do all that kind of stuff because I hadn't done it for so long. And so she helped me start all fresh and new. And so not isolating and having that support from somebody else that was sober helped me so much. So Amber, if there is one thing that you could suggest to people out there that are newly sober or trying to get sober, what would it be?
Not to give up hope, just because everything seems so overwhelming and so hard. I think the best thing you can do is focus on one thing at a time. Pick out the one thing that seems the most important and work on that, and then move on to the next thing. A lot of mistakes I think that are made is that people try to do it all at once. And I know when I do that, then I get overwhelmed and my brain vapor locks and I just shut down. And I know like Nicole's there for everybody, and she's got, you know, I know you give your phone number out. I want people to know that like if they have any questions about any of the stuff, like you can always email me. I put my email in the chat. And if I can be of help in any way, especially if you live near my area, you know, I can give you the contacts that I have. And I'll help you however I can. But you know, just if you get overwhelmed, just stop and think of the one thing that's the most important, focus on that, and then move on to the next.
Heck yeah. And I put your email right there. I highlighted it, or I put it on there so that everybody could see it. But Amber has a channel too. And do you do recovery stuff on your channel?
I do. I've been trying to do, well, I just came off of a 3-week hiatus. So my goal is to try and maybe do one recovery stream a week. But before that, I did one a month. So I'm moving the channel, like before we had some drama stuff, so I'm moving it to a more positive thing. So we do all kinds of different stuff, but I always have an open panel. And after like my opening topic is usually an icebreaker. So if somebody comes on and they want to talk afterwards, you can talk about whatever you want. So if somebody feels like they need that support, you can contact me. You can come up on the channel and talk about whatever you want. So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback whenever I address recovery. And you know, if you're not comfortable on a big format, mine's little and a little more, a little less scary, I guess, maybe to some who are shy about sharing. But
I went ahead and I linked your channel in the comments, and I'll link it when I upload this video. But the more people that we have that are sharing recovery and having things where people can come up and share, the better. So I'm all about, you know, helping other people. And so I wanted you to come on and talk about this, to tell everybody about what you've been able to accomplish. But I would really like, maybe next week or whenever you have free time, I would really like to have you back on, to share your whole story about how you got started in drugs and how you got sober. So what we'll do is, you know, email me or text me, whatever one you feel more comfortable with, and let's make a plan so that way we can have you back on again. Okay, girl?
Okay, sure.
All right, Amber, I'm super proud of you, girl. Keep doing the next right thing. Keep on searching and finding those resources, and don't let nobody tell you no, because you're going to keep killing it as long as you stay on the right path.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and thanks for having me on.
Anytime, girl. Thank you for coming. Okay, y'all. Breakfast Fan Club, aka Amber, she came over from my collaboration with Lauren. And so I'm just really glad that we are like getting new people, and she came right in. She got right in the middle of the group. She started sharing and commenting. And so you guys can feel safe to come here and comment and share and join the chat. Like, everybody here is welcome. It doesn't matter what way you got sober or how long you've been sober, or even if you're still getting fucked up, you're welcome here. And I want you guys all to know that. Okay. Okay, Brenda. Okay, so does anybody else want to come up and share before I go upstairs? Hold on, let me get the link one more time. I'm having so much fun. Faded Factor, I'm fixing to get the link, okay, Bubba? And then you can click it and come up here. Hold on just a second, all right? Let me get it. I'm so happy. Like, this is literally what I was meant to do, you guys. I was born to do this. So I'm having a great time. I'm glad that y'all are all wanting to participate too, because I love this. Okay, hold on. Bam, bam. Okay, I just dropped a link in the chat. So if you want to come up and share, come on up. Click that link and then follow the directions. Recovery Week is popping. I'm so excited, you guys. Maintaining my reaction. So this is just the beginning, you guys. We got 6 more days of speakers each night. I think tomorrow night, yeehaw, Kathleen. I think tomorrow night I nailed it down to having a guy named Nick on. So let me check and see what's going on and make sure that he's still going to be able to make it. And you guys, listen to this. You don't have to be nervous or anything like that when you come on my channel. It's just like coming on and talking to an old friend, you know, and we have such an amazing support system here. Hey, Thomas, I see you in the chat. I see you, honey. Anytime, Amber, you're always welcome here, girl. Always welcome here. So anybody else want to come up before we leave? Anybody else? Going once. Anybody else? Come on up before I go bye-bye. So tomorrow night, I felt like he sent me a message saying that he wanted to come on. Let me, there he is. Okay. Oh, what's up, Warpath? I see ya. What's up?
You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Could you see me? Oh,
I can hear you.
Can't hear you though. Hold on. What's up?
Okay.
I think something's going on. Hold on, because I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Hello.
I don't know why.
Can you hear me
I
now?
can't hear you still, right? You talking? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep, I'm talking.
You
okay.
can hear me?
What's up?
I'm chilling. What's up? Yeah,
I hear you.
I was just watching the
Nothing,
show.
just chilling.
Yeah, I was just watching the show, and cause I tuned in from the videos that you guys have made about. I don't want to get off subject, but that you guys have made about Danny and all that. So I had made a video about the same situation. So that's how I got tuned into you guys' channel, and I just heard y'all talking, and I was like, you know what, it'll be selfish because I don't do, like, I know there's not an interview, but I always tell people, like, I don't do interviews. Like, I don't like people like with my face like on their thing. I don't know why, but it's just me. So I was like, you know what, F it, let me hit them up, see what's up, because I feel bad like if I don't tell somebody like what I've been through. I mean, people probably seen it on my channel. You look like you froze. Could you hear me? You're like, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. I know you're definitely froze up. But anyway, I just felt that way as far as like, you know what, let me say something. I don't know what's going on, but you're like this. Like just froze. So I don't know if you bounced or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to tune in and let people know like what was up. I don't know if I'm like the only dodo brain here, like right now. Like, hello, my name is Warpath from On the Laga. What the hell is popping? Now, listen. So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it says I'm still on. Let me see anyway, because I was tuned in. I can actually see the page. So I'm going to get to the business right now. So anyway.
I'm sorry, y'all.
There you go, right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Sorry, it's storming here. It's like fixing to be a tornado. What's up?
You was talking and then you was like, and I was like, what the hell?
I know.
So yeah, so that I was bugging out. You was like, yeah, well, so like I was like, what the hell just happened? So anyway, yeah, so that's how I got to know about you know, like the little situation what was popping and all that. And right now I was just listening to people talk, and that's cool, you know, because a lot of people need somewhere to tune into and talk to. But one thing, someone to talk to. But you know what? One thing that helps out a lot is a lot of people don't know. Like, it's cool to watch. And look, I'm always with people like making their own channel and doing their own thing. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. Like YouTube, people could down whatever the case may be, right? Or punch holes in whatever program in life. But YouTube to a lot of people is a lifesaver, right? In itself. Because when I started doing YouTube, it changed a lot of things in my life. Although I've been doing it on and off for like about 11 years, but you know, my incarcerations and all that, nothing to glorify. Because I always say, if you've been to jail, that don't make you a tough guy. People, you know, I don't glorify. It may seem like it on my channels, but I don't. I try to give a message, right? And the way that you could attract people from your hood is sometimes trying to be a little negative, like, but then like, psych, Jesus sent me, right? Or whatever, right? But people see it that way, and I always looked at dudes and I try to tell them, because you was locked up, that don't mean you tough. You was probably just taking up space in the bunk, my dude. You know what I'm saying? But when you come out, everybody has this persona like, yo, I was doing my thing. Come on, stop it, bro. But I get it. You know, I understand what it is. But listen, my whole thing is I was getting high since I was like 15 years old, on and off. And was a crazy roller coaster. And I always said, you know what? When I have kids, I'll change. That didn't happen. Or when I get stabbed, I'll change. I got stabbed. That didn't happen. Or maybe I'll get shot and that'll help me out. Got shot. That didn't happen. Was in a few comas. Nothing happened. But, you know, every time I went through a certain situation and I called on God to help me, and he did, as always, right? Shit got worse. You know what I'm saying? I just got worse with it. Like, oh, that was nothing, bro. That's how that felt. Shit, I'll do that. You know, and it gets worse.
That's how addiction is.
Yeah.
It only gets worse. It never gets better. And you know,
that's definitely
a lot of people think it's a choice, and that we choose to go out and be high. You ever pick up a drink or a drug, but after that, the obsession to use, if you have the disease of addiction, will kick in and it takes over your life. Nobody wakes up and says, you know what, I'm going to be a drug addict for the rest of my life. I'm going to go to prison. I'm going to ruin my life. It's not something that I think a lot of people have that misunderstanding. But I'll tell you this, with your channel, when you're telling the old stories, that's what's going to bring people in who have been down that path. And then once you get them to your channel, they can hear your story if you're staying on the right track. But you can get them there through the negative, the crazy stories, right? But then when they get there, they can hear the positivity of how you turned your life around.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the goal. This like psych, motherfucker. I'm in the building now. Listen, but I'm reading the comments. People are crazy in the comments. So it's bugged out. But shout out to everybody, man. Listen, but honestly, I'm not even trying to show off, or I'm not. That's not. I could come across like all this do things who he is. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is, this is worth to my mother's grandmother, right? That a lot of people always ask me like, yo, let's do an interview. Yo, let me interview. Yo, I got a bag for you, right? Whatever. I'm like, you do got a bag? Like, is the shit good? Nah, I'm only playing. But you know what I mean? A bag, like over here, they mean like money, right? So, and I'm always like, nah, I don't do interviews. I'm the type of person that I always said, whenever I feel like talking to people, to somebody, I'm gonna talk to. And I don't know, I just felt like this was like a perfect opportunity because I'm into like helping people out or trying to save somebody's life. And if I could do it from the things I've been through, like looks are deceiving, right? A lot of people from other states and all that, they got this persona that a real tough jail dude like needed to be someone that has mad tattoos on his face, brolic. In New York, it's not like that. It'd be a little dude smaller than me, and he has the whole prison going haywire. We're not into tattoos and you trying to scare somebody with your looks. That don't rock over here. And I'm not even trying to show off or sound crazy.
This is my dad. I was born in New York, and my dad is Italian, and his last name is DeMeo.
Okay, that's what's up. God bless him.
So I know all about some New York guys. Actually, when I was my Uncle Joey and my dad, they have no tattoos. They have jet black hair, but they lift weights and they got muscles.
Yeah. I understand. That's what's up. But I seen the comments and I seen people like really into it. And listen, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. I always used to think that. And sometimes, you know what, to be honest, because sometimes people even on YouTube and all over sites, they want people to be honest, right? And be real. Yo, I want a real one. But then I'm like, yo, bro, you couldn't figure out real if I threw it at you because somebody's keeping it real, but they so accustomed to fake. And I'm not even trying to diss nobody, that it's become the new norm, right? So sometimes when you be too honest, I figure like, damn, I was being honest, bro. And now it's like it works against you. I don't know. I still trying to deal with that situation. But sometimes a lot of people that I know be like, yo, you be like too real where you're not lying and it like backfires on you. So what, you want me to I gotta lie here, Mo? Like, what's the problem? But that's not me. You feel me? So my whole thing is this, bro. Like, I just came from outside like not too long ago, and a lot of people are like doing the same thing. I'm like, damn, bro, you look like you upped up. But I do that a lot of times. I go back to the hood, like around the peoples, because I like to see, and it keeps it real for me. Like, bro, I can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I got too many people, and not trying to show off, and too many people like on social media that look up to like, yo, damn, Warpath, you doing the right thing. I'm proud of you. I changed my life because of you. And it's beautiful, and it makes me feel good. So once you get back into the norm of doing that, because you can still slip up, you could be clean, forever. And in the weekend, think it's all right to do you. You know what I'm saying? I've done that before. And the bottom line is it'll work for a little bit, but it's not going to work. You're going to go all the way with it because we extremists. I know I'm an extremer. Whatever I do, I like to do it in abundance. I can't just like I'm into YouTube and everybody's like, yo, you learned this YouTube thing so much. Like I teach people how to grow on all types of things, right? And my thing is I say whatever I do, I get into it, and I get into it hard, bro. So I'm into YouTube, I'm into what's popping, so I'm into it hard. But I don't only learn it for me. I'll call somebody and be like, yo, bro, do this, do A, B, and C. And he's like, bro, you're not even like gonna charge me. I know people pay you. I'm like, bro, I like to do it from my heart. Like right now, I just got on your channel. What's up? What's popping? Is on the lockout, bitches. I don't mean no disrespect, but you know what I mean. We say that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up your stream because I'm cursing, so anyway,
No, you're fine.
yeah, so and I know that people that see this are gonna be like, this little motherfucker, I've been asking him for an interview for years, and he's telling me no, he gets on these people's channel out of nowhere. You know what it is? That these are my people in the comment section. These are people that been through the struggle, what I've been through, and are going through it. And I like to do things from the heart. Like a lot of these guys, no disrespect, or not trying to show off, they keep hitting me like, yo, what's up with the interview? What's up? So it becomes like, I'm not trying to show off, and it becomes like a bother. Like you just interested in you. What about me? I'm going through shit too right now, buddy. Nobody cares about Little Warpath, So, and I don't mean to be crying about it, but it is what it is. What drew me to the attention of the channel was that I heard you say, and I mentioned you guys at the end of my video that I just posted. It's like, and I'm sorry I messed up the name of the channel, but I didn't. It's just the last I couldn't pronounce. Us Brooklyn dudes, I can't pronounce it.
You're okay.
Anyway, so
my last name, I know it's Pludre, but you're fine. No worries.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, yo, Pluto, and I was like, no, don't do it, War.
Yeah.
Yo, Pluto.
Don't do it.
Pluto. Like, yo. So anyway, but I know it's you, the husband, the whole family, like, right? And I said that, if I'm not mistaken, from what I know, you got. So I like shouted, let them know that's why I got it, because I seen that you were saying, and I sent that part to my friend where you said, listen, for those that don't know, the tube is about hitting them search engines and all that. And I said, they know what they doing. Like, that's what it's about. You can't get mad at somebody because they talking about what's trending. Now, you could get mad at somebody a little bit if they don't know what they talking about. Like, my dude, you just started watching the After Prison show yesterday. Like, what are you talking about? But we've been watching this because we've been doing the tube thing. You understand? There you go. You like, boop, 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 boop. You already know what it is. You're tuned in to the wildest show in the world. What up, people? Shout it out. Yo, I love everybody. You already know it's Warpath from on the motherfucking lockout. What it do? Love all the peoples. Love all people. That's my slogan. Love all people on the lockout. Gang, nothing else. Listen, man, I stopped by to say what's up. A lot of people are going to be mad at me. Like, why you stopped over there? You don't come over here. I'm not even trying to show off. It's a fact. But I love my people. You feel me? I love all people. And a lot of dudes feel, because they, no disrespect to Puerto Ricans, blacks, and them, because they feel like they my people. Like, yo, I'm Puerto Rican. Why are you throwing at Danny? He's Puerto Rican. I'm not throwing at Danny. I'm just saying what you did was foul, my dude. I love all people. Love my people. You feel me? Not throwing at Danny. I'm supposed to be on Danny's side because he's Puerto Rican. You bugging out, Poppy. Your mind is all over the place. Stop it. So anyway, it's funny. I just posted a video right now. I'm not even trying to just shout my shit out, but I just posted a video about it. And I put the little funny part in the beginning, like, boop, boop. So you can know, like, hold on, it's about to be popping. And I'm in it. Let's stay watching this shit here. So anyway, imagine if I was still indulging or getting high, bro. It'd be crazy. I said that in the video, and somebody said, yo, maybe you should start indulging again. I want you to be funnier. I'm normally like this, like for real. Brain is fried. So anyway, yeah, man, I love my peoples, man. If you ever thought about making content, just do it. Don't wait for these dudes to tell you how you do it. None of that. Just post. I started with this. Look. Boop, they put it in the palm of your hand, a phone. You don't need nothing else. All this other shit, the mixer, the lights, the green screen, all that, I bought after when I made $1. You feel me? I was using an Obama phone, one of them welfare shits they give you. Like when my phone broke, yo, let me see your Obama, nigga. We got to post today. It's about posting. It's about hitting them keywords. If something is popping, you put that, what you put in the title, you put on the thumbnail and make a thumbnail that's extraordinary, that's gonna stand out for when people are scrolling through. They say, oh shit, let me see this shit, and then you like, boom, what's up? You know, it got to be like from the minute that they tune in, it got to be a shocker. You got a few seconds to shock them or they out of there, because people's attention span, these kids nowadays, is like very minute. So you got to, you know what I'm saying? Draw the right way and put in the description exactly what you're talking about. Like if you're talking about Warpath, the derelict, right? I said, make a video about me. In the video, then I said, nah, don't do that. I'll come for you. You'll have 0 subscribers tomorrow. So anyway, now listen, I'm just joking with a little truth, but let's say you put that in the description. You see, I'm into teaching the people because I want everybody to get it. I don't want nobody to be mad like, oh, wow, why this person blow up a little bit? Because there's an audience for everything. For me, for you, for them, whatever you want to talk about. You could talk about you're the queen or the king of bells, farts all day. Yo, I blow farts. Now, what's your niche? I fart a lot. I don't know what. I don't have a motherfucking niche. I talk about whatever. I know it's supposed to be like a prison, Rikers Island channel, whatever the case may be. But I talk about a lot of things. I talk about current events. I talk about the.
Sorry, guys. You guys, it's really bad. Like here. So listen, I'm sorry. My internet is cutting out because it's fixing to start storming here real bad. So what I'm going to do is, Warpath, thank you so much for popping on and saying hi to everybody, and thank you for holding it down for me while I was going. Corrales, what's up, man?
Hello. Oh, I just found your channel. It's amazing. I'm sorry you're having trouble tonight.
Up?
Awesome. I'm a huge fan of yours. My
It's
God, I
cool.
can't believe I'm on with you. Oh my God.
It's fixing to storm here, and that's why.
Dang.
Are you in recovery?
Yes. So this is my beautiful wife right here. She's been helping me through it all. I'm very new to the recovery stage. I don't know if you're okay. No, you are. You're live. All right. So it's just been an uphill battle for us, at least for me. And I watch your story and I share it with my wife all the time. We have a small business. We employ about 20 people, and I just felt like there was no hope for me. And then hearing your story and how your dad got you out of the when you lived on top of the strip club, and all the cockroach infested. Just those stories just spoke so much to me and just gave me so much hope. And even your live today, like I've been dying to go live, like every day when I'm in my office. Babe, don't hide. Every day when I'm in my office, dealing with all, just work in general and all the employees, I'm just wanting to see your live and just that inspiration and that hope that you give to us just speaks volumes to me, and I'm around a lot of celebrities, different people that I cut in the industry, and they also feel like there's no hope. You know what I mean? Just the opioid addiction and what it's done for them and how it's destroying their lives and how they're lost. I'm sitting there cutting their hair, and I just know that these guys are just thinking in their head like there's no way out. This is the new normal. And I just want to introduce them all to your channel and put you on and just really feel like what you give to the people is so inspirational. And it just, what it's done for me, just in the little bit of time that I've had to watch your channel, it's just been amazing, like truly amazing in every sense. I have my family back with me. I have my beautiful wife, and she's all serious. But I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to talk to you, man. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. Huge fan.
I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I'm gonna cry.
My wife's recording.
I am so happy that I can be helping you guys. Like I really, really am. I don't even think about it sometimes that I'm actually able. I don't think about it. Like I just think I'm making these videos and I'm telling my story, and then I try to make sure that I talk to everybody and I connect with everybody through the videos, but I don't ever think about if I'm actually making a difference in people's lives. And then when you guys come and tell me that, it means so much to me, because That's all I want to do is help people, because I remember when I couldn't help myself, and I remember when I couldn't stop getting high, and I remember when my mom and dad had to come and help me. And so, hey,
I
I'm
have my
so
beautiful
happy for you
family.
guys.
Thank you so much. Like
That is
this is all
awesome.
possible because of what you do. This is all possible. I get my kids back. I got my wife back. We got our home. I mean, we're everything you do is just it does so much beyond what you can possibly ever comprehend. What it does inside the homes, and I was so afraid to go. I didn't know what this was going to do to my job. I know what this is going to do to my employee just coming out, and that I kept it such a secret for so long. And just you've inspired me in so many ways, like beyond. I just don't have words and appreciation and thankful I am for you. And before you were crying, I was crying. I swear. When I was just watching a lot, I was just bawling like, man, like
Yeah.
just out of appreciation for you, Nicole. Like for real. You remind me so much of my sister, and I really felt like I didn't have any hope for a long time. And you gave me that hope. You really gave me that hope. Like for real, for real. Like truly, truly gave me hope in ways, I never thought I could see it again. And I'm so grateful for you, Nicole, for real, from the bottom of my heart. So grateful for you. So grateful.
Damn, man, you're gonna make me cry all night tonight. I'm gonna be crying myself to sleep.
Now, be
I am
proud of
so
yourself, man.
glad.
You're making the difference, a huge difference, man. And I'm gonna share your videos with as many people as I can when I'm behind the chair, no matter where I'm at, whatever. I know I have to get out of that environment, and that's the goal, is to, you know, I'm gonna have to do it. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to walk away from a lot of things and give up a lot.
Is
But
it stressful for you to work in that? So you
oh
cut hair. You're a barber,
yeah, I cut here, yeah, all around
and
the country,
is it
everywhere.
a lot of people getting high, or is it like what's the deal? Tell me about it.
All right, so in the barber industry, the same as it is in the tattoo industry, there's a demand. So you get to a point in your career where you get to this point where the expectancy is always there to deliver content, deliver, perform on stages, and always execute. So all of a sudden, one day, my experience was we were in Atlanta and I was down, and this guy walks up to me. He's like, "Well, just take this." And that was my first chance. And when I hit it, I was like, "Yo, like I could work for days now." You know what I'm saying? I could work. My choice of drug was OxyContin and Percocet, and they're rapping around in the videos, and everywhere you go, this is what it's all about. And in the barber industry, we're the ones that set the trends for what's coming out. So
Uh-huh.
when they're about to release a new song, a new album, the haircut is everything to them. So they want that to be, you're putting on an image so that they can portray an image to the crowd of what they want it to be. So it goes much deeper than just being a barber. At least that's my experience in the industry. So me and my brother, my little brother, he is actually like one of the best barbers in the United States. And he had I don't want to put his business out there. So basically we split up and it divided our whole family. The drugs just tore us apart, ripped our family apart. I almost lost my family. I almost lost my wife. I couldn't stop, man. I just couldn't. Spending thousands of dollars a month on it. And finally I said enough was enough. And my father had passed away. And just hearing your story and everything you've been through, from incarceration, from, the things you went through with your boyfriend, him beating you up, to, I mean, when I was hearing that story, I was like, yo, if I find that dude, I swear to God. But what was going through my mind when
Listen
I
to
was
me.
watching
He's
it,
dead.
uh-huh,
He's dead.
what?
Just so you know. Yeah, he died a long time
Dang.
ago. He actually died in a drunk driving accident. And honestly, my dad, whenever we found out that he died, my dad was so happy because he hated him so much,
I
because
hate him a
he
lot.
used to just beat me so bad, you know?
Dang. So that story right there inspired me. So what triggers me to use is when I have to, hold on, I gotta go back in my garage because the kids are. What triggers me to use is the pressure to perform. Whenever we're about to go on stage and host a show, and whenever a celebrity, I feel like, yo, I gotta deliver, I gotta make this haircut happen, or on the day to day. So being around that environment is so common to use, it's everywhere. Everybody uses it. I mean, so I don't want to fail my family. I don't want to fail the industry. I don't want to fail all the workers that work for me. I feel pressure to use. You know what I mean?
Oh crap! Well, here's the thing. Okay, so if you put pressure on you like that, what can you do? Do you have like, are you in therapy? Are you seeing somebody that you can talk to, like a therapist or a sober support coach? Do you have anybody that you're doing? Any guys that you know that are in recovery that you can talk to?
Nah, nothing. So I had to keep it so under wraps because of my employees, my lawyer, my accountant, my wife, everybody. We just all got into an agreement that I was going to keep it as low profile as possible. And so basically what I did was I went cold turkey, and then I went from cold turkey to Suboxone, and I used Suboxone for a while, and now I'm trying to wean off. But the anxiety attacks are through the roof right now. Like, yo,
That's
what
great.
the heck, man? Like right now, like the sweat on my palms
Well,
and
how
the
long have you
sleep
been on Suboxone? How long have you been on it?
for about a month.
Oh, you need to slow your roll, motherfucker. You need to get off.
For real?
You need to slow down. You are not ready yet.
Hold on, what you mean?
You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot just, okay, so you've been on it for 30 days, okay? Do you really think that you are ready to try and get off of it when you've only you've only been sober for 30 days then, right?
Yeah. And I slipped up here and there
Slow
throughout those 30
down.
days.
You need to stop right there. You don't need to jump off yet. You need to wait. You need to get involved. You need to get a therapist, okay?
I got
A
one. Her
counselor,
name is Nicole.
somebody. Oh, okay. Well, then you need to talk to Nicole every fucking day. You don't need to
It's
get off
you.
Suboxone yet. You've got to wait. Shut up, motherfucker. Listen to me. I'm serious, man. I'm not playing with you.
All right.
Do not try to get off right away. You have to build a sober support foundation first.
Hold on, let me put my wife on
You
because
haven't.
here's the problem that I'm having. I didn't
Okay.
mean to interrupt you. Is that my wife
Okay.
is new to all this. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of has her head. She kind of understands where it's at. But once in a while, when I'll slip up and use, and I'll come home, it's like devastating for her. You know what I mean? But I can't lie to her. Like,
Well,
I swear, I can't lie to my wife. As soon as I walk through the door, I'm like, yo, baby, here it is. So I'm gonna put a headphone in her ear so she can kind of get a little bit of understanding because, I mean, it's my family, and you have a lot to do with the reason why we're still here together. All right, so what were you saying?
okay.
So don't stop this Suboxone right away.
Okay. Don't stop right away. You got to wait and build a solid, sober foundation. So what I mean by that is right now you've been on the Suboxone for 30 days, but you haven't been able to maintain any kind of sobriety because you've been slipping and going back and forth. So what you do is you stay on the Suboxone, you get into therapy, you start doing some recovery support group meetings like we have here, okay, and you build your recovery support 6 months to a year, then you can taper off slowly, but you don't jump off right away because that's your safety net. That's going to help you. It's like insurance on a car, only it's insurance on your sobriety, okay? So that's going to hold you to help you not go back and forth, because as long as you're on Suboxone, you have to stop taking it to get high on other drugs. So as long as you're taking that as prescribed every single day, you will be able to maintain that sobriety. But you also need to have, like I said, the sober support network, the therapy, the group like us, and even a man, like a sober guy that's got 10 years sober, 5 years sober, that you can talk to, because it's okay to have us here as a group, but like I'm a woman, okay? And so you can't tell me things that you could tell a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Because I'm a girl. So I want you to look and find you a man that's been sober. I'll help you find somebody to help you, okay? But I want you to slow down and let's get some sobriety time. Let's get some 6 months to a year underneath your belt before you go and jump off. Because I'm telling you right now, if you jump off Suboxone now, you're going to get high.
Got you.
You're going to relapse because you haven't even been able to stay sober with it right now.
Yeah.
So don't make that mistake. The Band-Aid is not ready to be pulled off yet. You still to heal. You still need to get better. You're just starting your journey. And this is going to take a while. It's not something that's going to happen fast. I've been on Suboxone for 5 years. And I'm just now got to the point where I'm tapering. I'm down to 1 milligram. I should be off by maybe this year, Christmas time, but I'm not rushing because I don't want to relapse. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose everything I've worked so hard for. So take it slow.
That's what I feel like if I take even just a little bit of oxy, I'll be like, yo, listen, I think I'm going to die. And my anxiety goes to the roof. And, you know, for her, it's been a dragged out process, the dabbling here and there. And I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm just ready to just on the straight.
And here's the thing, like, the fact that you're able to be honest with your wife and you're not coming home and lying to her is a big deal. Because when my husband was relapsing, he was lying to me. He was coming home hiding it. I mean, I was so pissed off, y'all. So that's already that's huge. That's great because you trust her and you're not afraid to be honest with her, which is a big deal. So y'all already have that in your favor, you know, and even this, it would be awesome if you and your wife could join you for meetings and stuff. So that way she can learn about addiction to help you to stay accountable.
Because her thing is like, why do you even do it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Just stop. And then I'm lost. I'm without words. I'm like, I don't know why I did it today. I just don't understand, like, why. And we try to find professional help. Obviously, since we're small business owners, we don't got no insurance. Everything's out of pocket. I've spent tons of money trying to get help. I just get kicked right out the places. And, you know, I even try to, you know, I just recently got kicked out of the doctor's office. And it was devastating for her, and it was devastating for me. And I just put my head down. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna continue on pushing myself. But
why did they kick you out? They kicked you out because you relapsed?
No, what was the reason?
Oh, your shoulder pain. You didn't have the MRI.
Okay, that's what it was. So a doctor had sent them some tests because I had dislocated my shoulders riding a dirt bike. And so I was there, and so to treat the pain, but I didn't want the pain pill. And they're like, well, we can't help you. And so they just sent me out the door with no explanation, like nothing. And then I went and saw a therapist in Wilmington, North Carolina. But he told me I was going to die in a year. Because I was, literally, right? He told me because I was taking 150 milligrams a day. And so he was like, yeah, you're going to die. And I was just like,
well, he's not right. He's not wrong. He's right. Because you're going to end up getting some pills with fentanyl in it, and you're going to die. You're going to kill yourself. That will happen.
That's not my biggest worry. That's my biggest worry. My biggest worry. Every time I relapse is that I'm getting fentanyl on my pills. I'm like, babe, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to die. I got fentanyl.
That's real. It could happen. Like, that's going to happen. You've got, like, this is so important because this is your life. Your family depends on you. And I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but like, it's a bad decision to go. Are you getting prescribed Suboxone legally right now? Or are you getting it?
I'm getting it off the street.
Okay.
Like all my advice has been off the street. My bad. Go ahead.
It's okay. We need to find you a legal doctor with a legal prescription because you need to, and nobody has to know. You don't have to go tell everybody this, that, and the third. I'll help you. Where do y'all live? North Carolina?
Yeah, Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay. When I get done with this live stream, will you text me on that phone number? Your wife can text me or you can text me. It doesn't matter. Either one of y'all can text me. Text me on that number and I will help you guys find a place to do the treatment legally. And then we'll start from there. But it's not a good idea for you I think it's really important that you get your foundation solid before you try to do anything else, before you try to switch jobs, before you try to make any major decisions. Let's get you stabilized on your medication, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Like, seriously, man, because it's just a dangerous situation. You got a beautiful family, you got a beautiful little baby. Like, you can do this. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay?
Hey, let's go.
Anybody. Because I was a freaking junkie. Okay? If I can get my life together, I know you can. So seriously, let's get you stable. Let's get you the medication the right way. And then I promise you there's nowhere else to go but up from here. And if you're having legitimate pain, being on Suboxone for that pain will also help. And you can take it in micro doses. So like 1 milligram in the morning, 1 milligram in the afternoon, 2 or 3 times a day. And that won't make you high. It doesn't give you euphoria. That's what's so amazing about that medication, is that it reaches a ceiling effect in your system. And so you can't get high from it. And also you can't use drugs while you're on it. It'll block the effects of the opiates that you would want to use. So that's why it's really important that we get you on a prescription dose and you take it daily. You can even have your wife, you can give it to your wife, and she can give it to you in the morning. Here's your medicine. You take your medicine in the morning, you're good for the rest of the day.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's awesome, man.
Okay. All right. I'm so glad that you came on here, man, because please do not go and do anything stupid, because I would be so upset if you got off and you relapsed. And so please take it slow. Let me help you guys. You don't have to pay me money or anything like that. I'm just going to help you find somewhere to treat you. And then I'll help you and I'll help your wife. She can call me anytime. I don't, I'm very respectful when it comes to when I'm working with guys. So your wife can be in on the conversations with us and everything. And I'll do everything I can to help you guys get it together. Okay?
Man, I love you so much, and thank you so much. It was a lot for me to get my wife on the thing. I'm not gonna lie, because I was so nervous. I was like, "Yo, my gosh, yo!" But I feel, man, I just feel I have so much joy right now and hope. I'm just so happy right now. I'm grateful for you from the bottom of my heart. So happy and grateful.
Well, I'm happy to help y'all. And you know what?
Awesome.
It's like we're gonna be sister. You're gonna be my brother. I'm gonna be your sister, and we're gonna work it out together. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. That's the thing. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, like this happens to a lot of people, and that's the thing. Like, you wouldn't be able to know that you had an addict until you took that substance into your body. And so there was no way to prepare for it. And the answer for why you just can't stop is because it's an addiction. It's a mental obsession in your mind. And then what makes it even worse is that the drugs that you're taking are opiates. So you become physically dependent on them also. So not only is your mind addicted, but your body becomes addicted also. And so that's why it's so hard to just quit, because not only are you mentally, but you're also physically addicted. And so it has nothing to do with you not loving your family. It doesn't mean that you don't love your wife. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It means that you have a disease and that you're sick and you need to treat that disease. You cannot do it without help. And that's just the simplest of it. We wouldn't beat you down if we found out that you had diabetes because you ate a bunch of food and got to be 500 pounds. We wouldn't sit here and tell you that you're a bad person for that, would we? And that's a disease that is produced by you overeating a bunch of sugar and all that kind of stuff. Like, addiction is a disease. And so for you to get the help that you need, you have to start treating it like it's a disease. It's not because you're a bad person or you have no values or morals. That has nothing to do with it. All right?
Awesome. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. I'm gonna hit you up right
I
now.
love you too, man. Text me
All
on that
right.
number,
I'll
all
talk to you
right?
later. All right, you got it.
All right,
All
buddy.
righty.
See you later. Okay, awesome. I'm literally so happy, you guys. I could just, this has been the best day ever. I'm so grateful that I will never be able to tell you guys how happy I am to be able to help anybody. I remember when I couldn't help myself, and so I am so grateful that I can be here to help you guys. And anybody that's out there that's struggling, please don't be embarrassed. Please don't be ashamed. My channel is here to help people. I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to be popular. I want to help people, and this helps me so much. So thank you for letting me be of service to you guys, and never be embarrassed or ashamed to reach out to me. Hey, Joy. Oh, look who it is. It's Joy. Hey, girl. We love you. This has just been so amazing. And so I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys. And I just want to encourage you guys to not ever feel embarrassed to call me or talk to me. I'm never going to judge you. I will never judge you. I will always be here to support you, and I will do the best I can to give you good suggestions that will actually benefit you and help you in your life. So we've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. This has been an amazing start to Recovery Week. For those of you guys that are just tuning in or that are new to my channel, this week is Recovery Week here on Real Talk Recovery. That is 7 speakers, 7 days at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So tomorrow night, we will have another guest speaker at 7 p.m. And this is all in celebration for our 5,000 subscriber milestone and my 5-year sobriety birthday. So thank you guys for all being here. I love you guys so much. And anything y'all need help with, just text me on that number and I'll be here to support you guys, okay? Never be embarrassed, all right? All right, you guys. I'm so emotional tonight. Like, that was the best. I'm so glad that Corrales came on and shared with us his story. And I cannot wait to be of service and be able to help him. And I know his wife is going to be so happy because she's going to get her husband back, and their kids will be happy, and he is going to find that happiness and recovery. And then we'll be able to have him on the channel to tell us all about that. All right, you guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7. I'm going to bed.